part of the series. Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening. Thought I'd drop that on you. After that, I'd only one more part to listen in this series. And then you can go and listen to all of it once more. I've been debating if I want to record everything and do all the voices of myself, but maybe. Without further ado, please enjoy Part 14 of the PFBI. First and foremost, I'm sorry. I know I say that more than I should, but at least I have a good excuse this time. You see, I don't work at the the Federal Bureau of Paranormal Investigation anymore. I've basically been kidnapped and taken to one of many facilities called the Vault. Before I go further, I have one last scripting I'd like to tell you about. Well, the last one I made anyway. I was at my desk preparing my tape recorder and my new typewriter. My last one was destroyed in the break-in a while back. Hardly an hour passed when I saw this huge cloaked guy walking towards me. He had this sword strapped to his back. All other details were hidden by his clothing.
You, puny man. Is this the Federal Bureau of Paranormal Investigation?
He asked with a scary voice, like the kind of scary that if I said the wrong thing, one syllable from him would end my existence. Damn it, and I try and change the words around, but nope. Yeah, I'm guessing you're my 2 o'clock?
Ah, you must be Lynch. I saw your awful Craigslist ad and I thought this was a joke. I'm very glad to find its legitimacy.
Another gut shot. Gee, thanks. Anyway, come on in, we'll get started. I led him through the rows of empty desks and tables. He was looking around in fascination. He even chuckled a bit. I saw Jeremy looking up at me from his work, stopping to gawk at the guy behind me. Don't worry, he's another applicant. I think he might actually stay compared to the others. That didn't help his expression. If there was a face that said, I shit myself, Jeremy had it. I'm just glad I was able to hide my own fear. We entered the interrogation room and sat in the 2 seats available. I could hear the chair groaning under his weight. If I don't want to replace it, I'd better do this quick. So, Charlie, is it? I asked, forgetting what his name was on the application.
Charles is fine. I must say, I didn't think the building would be this empty. I expected at least a guard or 2 at the entrance.
His tone seemed innocent. Well, we do have guard dogs, if they actually guarded, that is. And again, they'd terrify more applicants, so yeah. I took a few seconds to look him over. Something didn't sit right. From his appearance alone, an office job didn't suit him. You seem like the adventurous, fight a monster, fight it, kill it type. So why apply here? Charles leaned his weight onto the table.
A change of pace, I guess. Slashing people really gets boring after a while. Your coworker, is he the only one here other than yourself?
Odd, but whatever. Well, for the time being, it's Jeremy, Tony's hounds, and I. Our boss would be Selena, but she's been gone for a while looking for old coworkers to rehire. No luck, though. So what skills do you have? A sly grin grew on his face.
Well, not to brag, but it's violence. I love it, crave it. But everyone's too damn weak these days. There's no fun in the challenge anymore. The 3 of you could hardly put up a fight were I to attack.
I eyed Charles suspiciously. Okay, man, what's your deal? Are you looking for a job or looking to pick a fight? Oh, I'm sorry, a slaughter. His face became serious.
Now, there's the real question. Hardly any defense. A flimsy metal door, 3 men, and a few pups. This was much easier than I had prepared for. I was honestly expecting to see someone else when I got here, but it looks like they left. Now then, before I answer your question, I believe you have something that belongs to me. A book of sorts.
My eyes widened at his accusation. The files I found a while ago. How do you know about that?
You really are a damn idiot. Your online posts. For the longest time, they've been hidden. For a time at least. That security breach of yours gave us the chance we needed to find you. What a pathetic organization you have here. I highly doubt it will ever recover.
Damn it. Onyx, what the hell happened to him? Why do you want the files? What are they to you? He's not wrong, but I wanted to get as much as I could out of him.
I'm a collector of knowledge. The type that is proven harmful if left in the hands of those unqualified to handle it. Now, you're going to take me to it.
Without another word, he got up from his chair. The seat squeaking after his force was finally removed from it. He glared at me, waiting for me to lead him through the building. I couldn't really fight back, so I did as he said. We left the interrogation room, passing by Jeremy once more.
Oh, that was quick. So he working with us?
I laughed sheepishly. No. Turned out he's here for another reason. I'm just leading him out.
Ah, damn. Would have been cool for him to stick around.
Charles glanced towards Jeremy.
Actually, it seems Lynch here has more use at my location of employment. I doubt he'll find it worthwhile to set foot in here again.
I started to feel my body begin to tremble. I gave Jeremy the oh shit look he gave me a few minutes ago. He nodded subtly and started typing away at his computer. I could feel Charles staring down at me, so I continued forward. We finally reached my desk. I could feel his impatience. Before I could sit down, he started tearing through my desk feverishly, as if his life depended on getting those files. Before long, he found the safe beneath the rubble that was my desk. Oh, right, the code, But before I could finish, he tore the door off like butter, then poured everything out onto the floor. He sifted through the documents until he found them.
It's been opened. I presume you've gone through the contents. No matter, you're still coming with me. Retrieve what you need, then we'll leave.
I grabbed my phone, the Lamborghini keys, my typewriter, and a few sheets of paper. He looked at me, a confused and amused look on his face.
You do realize it was due to your habit of writing down your records that placed you in this predicament.
I looked back at him, unsure of what to say. Old habits die hard, I guess. He shook his head.
Let's be off now.
Awkwardly carrying everything in my arms, I shuffled to the front of the building. I had almost exited the building when I heard someone sprinting behind me.
Lynch, hold up. You forgot something.
I craned my neck to see Jeremy running towards me. He slowed to a jog, passing by Charles as he got to me. He panted, trying to catch his breath.
Here, you forgot your watch. You left it on your desk. Well, what was your desk? Never know what time it might be. You suck at charging your phone.
Oh, thanks. My hands are kind of full, though. He took the watch and slid it into my pocket. Afterwards, he waved as Charles and I left the building. Outside, there was another vehicle, an armored truck that wasn't there before. It was huge. Charles waved his hand, seemingly causing the left side doors to open.
It will be a short drive. Don't get too comfortable.
I reached towards the seat, placing my belongings on top. I climbed in and shoved my things to the seat next to mine. Charles sat in the driver's side. Once he started the car, the doors slammed closed. The engine was too quiet for a truck, unless it was a hybrid. Look, I'm not a car guy. The car jolted forward for several seconds, but instead of being thrown back into my seat, I felt weightless. All the windows were covered except the windshield. A parade of colors and lights were streaming past us. Some I couldn't begin to describe.
I'm guessing you're new to this form of travel.
Charles said to me, unfazed by what mesmerized me. What is this?
This is a corridor. If I say more, you'll write about it.
Fair enough, he wasn't wrong. The light snapped away, replaced by the scenery of very tall trees and a dilapidated stone structure in front of us, standing on the edge of a cliff.
We've arrived. Leave your belongings. One of my servants will take care of it.
Thank goodness, I'd rather not carry it all again. If I'm honest, I was a bit suspicious that they'd be messed with. The left side doors opened again, letting me get out of the tank on wheels. Outside, I got a better look at the structure. It was a massive and decrepit castle. It looked centuries old, practically ready to fall apart and crumble. The drawbridge lowered once Charles exited the truck.
Stay behind me. It's best not to get lost here.
I just nodded, absorbing the scenery around me. He was already crossing the bridge by the time I looked back, so I hurried and caught up with him. As soon as I stepped off the old wood, it was drawn closed. Charles continued forward. Inside, the old building was practically empty. The only thing within was a throne, tattered and aged, and a staircase behind the chair leading downwards. He stared at the chair for a couple of moments, letting out a deep sigh. With more force, he walked past as if trying to keep out a memory. I was curious what secrets it held. The staircase was an anomaly of its own. The second I set foot on the first step, it felt weird, similar to what it felt like walking in Lady Luck's mansion. Another strange thing, the stairs didn't turn at all, just forward and downward. After a couple of minutes, we should have walked off the cliff. The walls on either side of us were covered in runes I couldn't recognize from any history book. In the distance, I saw a pale white door, etched with the same symbols as the walls. In the middle was a wood-carved sign with 3 letters, PHI. I recalled seeing it on the letters of the headset that I used on Joseph, the memory making me cringe with regret. Hey, those letters, I've seen them before. What do they mean? Without breaking his stride, Charles answered,
Preservation of historical items. Things deemed too dangerous to be left in the hands of the public are collected and brought here among many other places.
My eyes shifted to the sword on his back. I didn't get a good look until now. It looked ancient. The handle was worn but cared for. The blade itself looked like it's been shattered but reforged. So, is that sword also one of these items? His head shifted to glance at me before turning back.
This sword has been and will always be mine. I found it in a European museum, stealing it back. A blade similar to it was stolen before I found this. I have an idea of who it was, but nothing certain.
We finally reached the door with Charles pushed open. Inside was an immaculate office, futuristic but modern in a way.
Ah, Charles, you're back.
We turned to the source of a voice and saw a detective walking towards us.
Ah, Sean, good to see you. Any luck with your last case?
Nah, turns out the kid turned into a skinwalker before anyone could find him. Finished off the poor boy and gave his folks the usual, I'm sorry, he's gone. First time I couldn't find someone in time. Pisses me off a bit.
Charles looked at Sean with sympathy in his eyes.
I see. I am sorry, my friend. As for the subjects?
The majority have been transferred to Vault 3. Honestly, we never should have let people even try to contain them. The rest have agreed to work for us.
Sean looked over to me.
Oh, is this that moron who put his shit online? What was it, the PFBI?
I felt my blood run hot. Hey, asshole, I can hear you. He got right in my face and continued.
Good, because you better get this through your thick skull. You're the reason we even knew about your little organization. So everything that's happened, that's on you.
I was going to start swinging when Charles stepped in.
Enough! There will be time for bickering later. We have more important matters.
Sean's eyes lit up.
Thank you for reminding me. We gotta hit somewhere on one of the smaller islands. I'll send you the coordinates.
Charles rubbed his temples.
Damn. I can't catch a break, can I? Watch him while I'm gone. Take this and put it with the others.
Charles reached into his cloak, pulling out the subject files. Sean took it, handling it delicately.
Anything specific you want me to do with him?
They both stared at me.
Just ensure he doesn't do anything stupid until I'm back.
With that, he left back up the stairs, closing the door behind him.
Well then, that looks like you're stuck with me. And don't expect that watch of yours to work.
I looked at the watch Jeremy gave me. Wait, what? What the hell are you talking about? Sean laughed.
You're even denser than I took you for. The security here stops any and all communication of location devices. Whoever gave you that, unless the algorithm is adaptive, they'll have no luck finding you, princess.
Okay, let's get this clear. I really don't like you. You don't like me, or you get enjoyment from pushing my buttons, and I hate it. So let's agree to talk as little as humanly possible. Agreed. He stared at me for a few seconds.
Alright then, you best follow me and keep your mouth shut.
I followed him wordlessly as we made multiple turns through the building, passing by countless doors on either side of us. He stopped in front of an empty hallway. I actually don't think it had a door. Inside the frame was an orange translucent energy similar to a force field. He walked in, and then I did. Inside was a massive room. Countless bookshelves with a multitude of books filled the space around us. My jaw dropped as I gawked at the collection of knowledge around us. Sean chuckled at my reaction.
Incredible, isn't it? Welcome to the Forgotten Library. Your room is just outside of here. You'll be spending your time there or here. I suggest you get comfortable.
He turned to one of the bookshelves, placing the files in an empty slot.
Feel free to read whatever you like in here. As many times as you want, actually.
He exited the room, leaving my curious mind to wander. So yeah, I've been here for some time now. I should be able to update you again sometime soon. I hope. Until then, I'm your lost and alone PFBI guy. One more part of this series. It is... If I'm honest, I do feel a bit sad with it getting this close, but... excited. Creating this, recording this. It does fill me with something that I cannot explain. As always, thank you for listening. And I would love to give a huge thank you to Grizzly Grims. I genuinely loved your voice in this. It was most fitting for the character that I've chose for you. I deeply appreciate your assistance in this project with me. And to the rest of you, thank you so much for being here tonight. I do hope you more than enjoyed the tale thus far. And I do wish you a fantastic rest of your day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever day or time of day it may be. And do remember, there's so much for us to learn in this world.